Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound, and while you focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we are trying to give you some basic informations related to meditation and create a very clear, strong foundation with your spiritual practice. Because as you know, meditation is now becoming a very popular subject, and at the same time it brings now many different meanings. So when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, so we have to understand it is a completely different mechanism that what the Buddha taught related to this whole spiritual practice. Because most of time in the world, people try to develop spirituality to maintain their life in a kind of like a comfortable way. But according to the Buddha's teaching, it's nothing to do with maintaining this all. It's about how you can get out of this. Because the world itself means suffering. The world itself means changing. There is nothing in this world, in this universe, exists without changing. If anything is changing, it always brings the unsatisfaction. So then wherever you go or whatever you become, whoever you become, it's not going to be sustainable or it's not going to be permanent. It's always going to become conditioned by something. So that's why the Nibbana or this unconditional method, that unformatted method that Buddha taught, you can develop yourself and attain to that. So, but we have to understand it is not going to be the way we want. There is a different mechanism for that. You have to follow that. When it comes to the Dhamma or the teachings, especially you have to understand, even the Buddha's teachings sometimes can interpret in many different ways. So it is very important then for you to go into the deeper meaning with the Buddha's teaching, which related to Pali Buddhism. Because there are two kinds of Buddhism, as you know, Sanskrit Buddhism and the Pali Buddhism. So according to the Sanskrit language, whatever the meaning that explain, and sometimes become a little bit different. But according to the Pali language, what the Buddha taught and how the Buddha explained about the very mechanism of practice or the very mechanism of this all is very different, and understanding that is very important for you. So today we are going to talk about something that we always hear, which we call Sanskara. So the Sanskara has many meanings, but it is important for us to understand. In the Western world, that they explain Sanskara as kind of like these subconscious elements. But when it comes to the Pali Buddhism, it is little bit different. It has a mechanism that you get into Sanskara. And the Sanskara explained in many different ways. So the very meaning of the Sanskara is kind of like a formation. And another one called having been formed. So these formations arise. Why the formations arise? And why we are interfere with this? So it go to the very meaning of life. This all arise with the ignorance. That is the baseline, but that doesn't mean for the sanskara or for the formation, ignorance is the only reason. There are many reasons for the sanskara or formations. So we are going to understand it, but basically the very root cause is ignorance. So what is here ignorance mean? So one is that not knowingly reasons. And another thing is ignorance means when you don't know the true nature of it, anything, especially with your perception, that what you experience with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, when you experience something, if you don't know the true nature of it, we call ignorance. And another thing is, sometimes when we experience the perception, we misunderstand it. What is that misunderstanding? So the suffering we take as satisfaction. Impermanence we take as permanent. And the selflessness we take as self. So those are also related to ignorance. So then just imagine yourself that in this changeable world, we always experience things with our five aggregates: form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. And with that experience, what we mostly think, we think in this body or in these five aggregates: form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, I am inside these five aggregates, or I am these five aggregates. I am inside this, or I am these five aggregates. So this selflessness we take as self. And unchangeable things, we take the changeable things we take as unchangeable. But when it comes to world, for the world, another meaning is change. For the change, another meaning is suffering. So then just imagine yourself when we say, this is my world, what does that mean? It belongs to change. If it is belong to change, it belongs to suffering. So the suffering is here in the Western world, we kind of like try to explain it kind of like a very bad, negative, painful experience, suffering, suffer. But deeper, when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, in the Pali Buddhism, actually the suffering doesn't mean like that. Suffering means it itself not going to be sustainable or it doesn't have a way to maintain itself. It always need to do something. Just imagine ourselves that even with this 5 aggregates, even with this physical body, even with this material things, we have to maintain it. There is no place we can stop. When we wake up in the morning, we have to brush our teeth. And we can't stop it. We have to wash our face. We have to do your hair. We have to shave our hair. So even just as a monk, if I think I am a monk, this anything is not belong to me, or kind of like I give up everything. And just imagine if, 10, 20 days, if I don't shave my head, what will happen? So then I have to maintain it. No choice. When I am hungry, I have to eat. When I am sleepy, I have to sleep. And even that sleeping, of course, we have to sleep. Just imagine, you want to sleep. That doesn't mean you can sleep kind of like a 1 week non-stop. You need rest. Of course, you need rest. Sometimes even the doctors say, oh, you have to take a rest. And sometimes you say, I need a rest. So how far, how long? Just imagine you go for a vacation because you need a rest, and then you stay there few days, and all the foods and the facilities and everything there for you. How long you going to be there? If it is the best vacation, okay, then just imagine you get into the best vacation in the world, in the best hotel, and nothing to pay, everything free. You going to live there forever? For the moment you think, oh yes, I'm going to be there forever. But once you go there, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and after that you get tired. You get tired. And then you want to change. When you understand there's no way to change, you become miserable. See that sometimes, as a punishment, people put into house arrest at home, but they can't go anywhere. Home sweet home. That's the best place for you in this entire universe, your home. But how about if you stay there every day without moving, going out? What will happen? It's a punishment. So like that, this all pleasure or the good things that what we believe is always change. That change itself called suffering. It's a kind of like a create unsatisfactory nature. There is no place for you to settle down in this world. It's always running. You have to keep moving. So then just imagine how far you have to move, how long you have to do, how many things you have to eat. Where the end? There is no end. That is what another way it calls suffering. It's a kind of like a restless space environment. restless movement, always in the current processing. And not only that, not only the present moment. So then you have to think about your future. So then just imagine, you misunderstand the world, suffering you take as satisfaction, impermanence you take as permanence, selflessness you take as the self. So, and other thing is, with your 5 aggregates, with your 6 faculties, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, all the object you experience as perception, and sometimes you misunderstand. So in that misunderstanding, if you do any kind of physical, verbal, mental action, it's a kind of like a wrong action. And not only that, it creates a kind of like a desire regarding your future. So you have to think about your future, and you have to do something for you. If you look very carefully, see every day how many things you plan ahead. So you plan for this, your 5 aggregates. You believe this form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition as me. So for you, you plan ahead. So with this planning, that whatever you perform, another way we call formation or the sanskara. There are 3 kinds of sanskara. In one way, it mentioned bodily, verbally, mentally. And another sanskara is punyabhisankara, apunyabhisankara, aninjabhisankara, and according to the Pali Buddhism. So the punyabhisankara means meritorious karmic formation. So you think you have to do good. So you're doing good with your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. Why? The very intention of doing good to gain good. So you know, if you behave good, the world going to become good for you. That's why most of the time people become good. Why? Because they want to get good. See, that is where you create that meritorious formation. And another thing is, according to that, if you behave well and if you do meritorious karmic formation, that's mean if you do meritorious activities, all the good things if you perform, of course, life going to become good. And other thing is, your senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and perform very well, manifest very well, format very well. And at the same time, as a result of meritorious karmic formation, what happens? This all the good, comfortable materials you're going to get. Just imagine how person become a rich person and the poor person, lucky person, unlucky person, good people or kind of like bad people. So the reason is, when you have the good, all the pleasurable, comfortable material things, then you mean it as a good life. So that material things you gain as a result of good action. Meritorious karma. That's why it's another way we call it the kusala. Another way is the ping, punya. Meritorious activities. But the thing is, it belongs to the world. It's not beyond the world. It is always in the world. So just imagine, whatever the good you gain, it's not going to be permanent. And other thing is, even though it is good, it conditioned by something. So then doing good doesn't mean you can get out of the sansara or this repetition of the birth. Doing good will help you to maintain good with your 5 aggregates. So you do good most of time because based with the 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, or the I am or the self. I am here, so I have a future. If I do good, I will become more better, even in this very life or even after I die. And if I have done good things, I'm going to have a good life. So that's mean my all the senses going to become good, 6 faculties, and at the same time, the comfortable material world going to be around me. Even people think about the heaven. Why they think about the heaven? To experience something nice, to have a very comfortable, safe environment, enjoy and always have the satisfaction. So that is a mental formation. And that is why even before the Buddha, people used to do that. And so that's why you have to understand that according to the Buddha's teaching, it is completely different way of mechanism that the Buddha explained how to attain to the Nibbana. So most of time, remember that ignorance create the wrong understanding. The wrong understanding leads us to have this bodily, verbally, mentally actions. And at the same time, our ignorance can lead us to do good also. So you have to, sometimes it is hard to digest for some people. But if you understand slowly, you may get it. Sometimes people do a lot of good things because they don't do because it is a good, it's a right action to do. They do it because I have to be good. I have to receive good. One day I'm going to be good with the self-centered mind. That is what create formation, or that is what called the sanskara one way. And one is punyabhi sankara, another one called apunyabhi sankara. Apunyabhi sankara means demeritorious karmic formation. All the kind of like bad things, dark things, wrong things. When we do the wrong things, that also related with the form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. With the self-centered idea, we do most of the wrong things, bad things. When we do the bad things, what happens? When we do the demeritorious activities, what happens? We gain all these 6 faculties, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, as a result of repetition of this birth, but we not going to get the comfortable, fine, material world. See, that is the difference in between this meritorious activities and demeritorious activities. Karma means the result, that whatever the action. So when you do meritorious activities, when you do good actions, you gain 5 senses, 6 senses, and at the same time you gain the comfortable, suitable, fine, luxurious, this material world. And when you do demeritorious activities, as a result of that, you still gain the 5 aggregates, this form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, but you lose the strength of material world. So that is the difference in between this mental formations. And another one is called, it's a imperturbable karmic formation. Imperturbable means it's kind of like have tranquility state, steadiness, and it's the kind of like unable to upset, unable to kind of like excite or calm, that kind of result. So that also you can gain punyabhisankara, apunyabhisankara, aninjabhisankara. Aninjabhisankara means this imperturbable karmic formation. And it is kind of like attaining to jhana. And sometimes attaining to dhyana or the high mental powers, they used to thought that is as a liberation, nibbana. They thought that is end. And sometimes people want to attain to dhyana or the high mental powers, absorptions. Because with the self-centered mind, I am the one who want to attain there. So kind of like that. I am the one who want to experience it with the self-centered mind. So then who is self? Your 5 aggregates. So still, then you believe these 5 aggregates as I am, or I am in these 5 aggregates. Imperturbable. Sometimes it is, have to practice to say that. Imperturbable. It's unable to upset or excited. Tranquility. And there, before the Buddha, even there were many people used to attain to that. And even during the Buddha, and still there are some people like to attain. Even just imagine when you practice meditation, that everything disappeared and nothing kind of like you hear or feel anything. Even how about if you attain to kind of like a 5 minute like that, you get mesmerized from it. And then you think that is it. Oh, I experienced that. And then you deeply attach to it. And then you start to keep following and try to become with it. And then you think, oh, I attain to the liberation. It's a misunderstanding. You are the one who experience it. So all these 3 create formations. Why it create formations? Why it creates sanskara? Because of the misunderstanding. What you misunderstand, so your experience as you oh, these five aggregates as I am. And other thing is we misunderstand the very true nature of perception. Another misunderstanding, suffering we take as satisfaction, and then satisfaction we take as suffering, impermanence we take as permanent, permanence we take as impermanent, selflessness we take as the self, self we take as the selflessness. So it's kind of like a twisting. So then even the good things that you do with that misunderstanding or self-centered mind, I want to attain to good, I want to experience good in my future life, in my future life, in my future existence, I want to become more better. So then meritorious karmic formation, it creates that punyabhi sankara. And then even if you get out of it and then you kind of like give up that all, and then you start to lead to demeritorious activities formation, karma formations, then it create kind of like a lower existence. You have the existence, but you're not going to get a fine material comfort. And then another thing, imperturbable karmic formation, aninjabi sankara. So that's mean with this all the meditation, jhanic power, high mental powers and everything, and you come to a place detached from the perception, and you kind of like enter to the deeper tranquility state and having undisturbed mind, samadhi, no excitement, but still that also deeply related to the world I am. So whatever this all related to formations, and it conditioned by something. And then another way we call all conditions, things are impermanent. So then we have to remember this all impermanent. So then another way that explain this sanskara, kaya sankara, vachi sankara, and the mano sankara. So the kaya sankara, it explained in different ways, kind of like this function of this body, like breathing in and out, it's natural process. So when you get the body start to function in that way. And Vati Sankara, the verbal functions, that all the thoughts, concept, discrimination thoughts, or that kind of things. And the Mano Sankara is a kind of like a mental formations. So that is a different way of explaining that the sanskara. But basically, what you have to understand, that whatever, if we try to experience something, it's not going to be permanent. So then the Nibbana is out of this whole experience. Nibbana is out of this all conditions. Nibbana is out of these formations. And that is where, when it comes to uprooting this whole sanskara, means you are settling down with the change. That is the key point to understand. And one should deeply, it is not the surface level you understand the change. one should deeply experience within yourself, within your own body, mind, within your own thoughts, within your own experience. If you really experience the change, then you know this everything you experience as a result of cause and conditions, not as idea of self. No, there is no unchangeable, unmovable, that concrete, solid, permanent self exist. That according to the conditions that you experience change. If you understand this, it's kind of like you having a quantum jump, because then you know that everything belong to change means you are free from all. The very next moment of you, powerful like this entire universe. And each and every atom in your body, as we know, according to the science, each and every atom in our body is empty. There's no any solid, unmovable structure. It's always solid, and it always moving, and it always vibrating through the electron, neutron, proton. It always, entire your body, through the quarks, it's always vibrating. That is the nature of your body. And according to that vibration, your experience can change. So then just imagine, only thing is that you give a structure for that vibration. That is the intention. So if you get out of the structure, what happens? You add all this physical body, entire body, this vibration, each and every atom. And it's kind of like entire universe. The entire universe, whatever the strength and abilities or the power has in this outside universe, it the same power has in your atom. There's no separation. It has the same vibration, it has the same energy, it has the same emptiness. So it's kind of like a nuclear power. So that nuclear ability, that, as you know, even very tiny, small, little thing, that nuclear has the enormous power. So your each and every atom, each and every cell has that nuclear power. Why you can't mostly connect it, get connected, direct it? Why even though, so like universe, you have this all the power, strength, abilities, why you feel weak? Why you feel kind of like a disconnect? Why you feel like lonely? Why you feel like a lack of energy? Because the very condition of the mind give the direction to this vibration. Then if you are capable to change the pattern of the thought, you are slowly can access to this deeper vibration and get connect with the universe. And if you, as you experience this, all the universe, it's all empty, no structure. So like that, in the very next moment is empty. There is no structure. But what happened when we think about our future, we start to build up a structure. So universe become helpless. Your entire body, your all the atom, electron, neutron, proton, all become helpless. Why? Because your mind already give a direction to it. Then it has to go that way. So, but the thing is this, nothing wrong that you give a direction to it. if you clearly know the path. But just imagine, you misunderstand, you have the wrong address believing it is the right address. You have the wrong blueprint believing that is the right blueprint. You have the wrong map believing that is the right map. And according to that, you have the wrong codes believing it is the right codes, and believing that it is right, you direct your future towards something. So then where are you going to end? You're going to end in the unknown, miserable, misplaced, kind of like a place that you don't know where you are. That is why you feel kind of like, even though you are the universe, or even you are the result of universe, in this entire universe, that you are the everything, why still you feel kind of like lost? Because you give the wrong direction, you have the wrong address, believing wrong things as right. So, but if you experience the change, and if you experience this deeper emptiness, that emptiness means not nothingness. It's about no deeper, unmovable, unchangeable, solid, concrete structure within self, within 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. Even though you think about the future, if you have the ability to kind of like have a shadow in your mind to know that in even the very next moment is empty canvas. Even though you have a structure, you are capable to adapt to whatever arises in the next moment. You are capable to change your plans. You are capable to maneuver according to whatever come to you, even though you want to do something. You are capable to be humble with the nature rather than resisting, I do whatever I want. So that mindset is bringing through the practice of this vipassana. Because there is no fundamentally unchangeable, unmovable, concrete structure or experiencer. Everything arises according to the necessary cause and conditions in that environment, with the experiencer and the experience all, subject and object all. When the day you understand that, you are slowly get merged with the right way to live, rather than with the self-centered mind doing good things or the doing bad things or the even attaining to high mental powers. With the self-centered mind, you get out of that and you do things according to that very moment, aligning with, merge with, connecting with Eightfold Path. So that is the structure what the Buddha gave. So then study yourself a little bit. Only thing is that ignorance arises because of our own mistake. Ajnanam, adasanam, apavedam. So ajnanam, that means that it's our responsibility, ourselves to be wise. Exercise mentally. Exercise our mind. That is what most of time people don't do. Adasana, having a vision, right view. We have the wrong view. So when people don't have the right view, people go with it. So it is your responsibility to gain the right view. Appativeda. So the practicing, whatever the things that in day-to-day life. Attanubodha. So it's your responsibility to understand. You can't deny, you can't say, I don't know. Where are it going to end? So it is your responsibility to know. If you really want to get out of the suffering, if you are suffering with something, if somebody asks why you are suffering, you are crying, you have the pain, disappointment, anxiety, depression, and you are miserable, sad, worry, fearful, and you experience everything. If somebody asks why you experience this, if you say, I don't know, that is not the answer. You are responsible to know if you are suffering, why you suffer. Remember that. No one else going to take care of you. You are the only one can take care of you. So that's why put some effort to that and try to get into deeper, clear understanding. And when it comes to the world, it's in our hand. So what we think, what we do, what we build, we are responsible to go with it. So if you have the clear understanding and get out of this misunderstanding and do the right things, and you're going to get into the right place. And from there, you are capable to attain to your liberation. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So allow your inhalation, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize it and be with the change. Try to experience the change happens itself. Do nothing extra. So bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. All six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light to spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya. Buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi. Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.